So I guess I'm gonna start vlogging again. I don't want to make any promises about how often I'll do this, but I find it so therapeutic. And I did my first vlog style video. I posted that today on the channel, and it was actually like really fast and easy and satisfying. So I needed that, I think. And I'm actually excited about that because I've been dreading editing. And one thing I've learned about myself, but yet it sounds so obvious and something that maybe people like me just have to remind ourselves all the time, is that when you're facing resistance, one of the best ways to overcome it is to just do it anyways. And maybe that's like the theme of the little rant, the discussion I have right now. I noticed this a bunch in the past few days. I face resistance really often, and actually saying that out loud is reminding me to revisit this wonderful book called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's all about resistance, and I kind of want to put down the camera and read it right now, but I'll finish my thought first. I experienced this big time yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for me, and there's a more significant thing that I'm not going to talk about because it's very private, but my heart feels like really tender and just, I've already cried, but I want to cry again, and I'm using this video as some therapy for myself because I'm honestly feeling, a lot of like sadness. I don't know, sadness doesn't quite feel like the right word, but I'll use that for now until I find a better word. I was thinking before how I kind of want to hug, but I'm also enjoying being by myself today. It's the first time I've like really been by myself in weeks. And I'm at home for the first time in over a month, or about a month actually. And anyways, it's like sinking into that, adjusting back to being by myself, and I feel like I'd like a hug. This is really interesting too. I didn't mean to talk about this, but I have just been really observing my social behavior, and I definitely feel like I swing back and forth between really wanting to be with other people and just feeling exhausted by other people. And I've been feeling things like not trusting other people, so I need to examine that because I don't know where that's coming from. Anyways, I kind of want to hug right now, but I don't really want to be around other people, so this video is the next best thing. It's just being able to express myself, which feels really nice. Anyways, I'm sorry, I feel all over the place right now, and I shouldn't really be sorry for it. One of the things I've been feeling so much is just not sure how I want to express myself. And I feel like the ultimate answer is I should just be, and I should just express myself and not apologize and just let loose more than ever before. And that feels a little bit scary. So one thing I want to do right now, since I'm just feeling so blah, I guess, is take some CBD. I'm experimenting a lot. It's really hard to open this with one hand. So let me see if I can balance this on my knee. Maybe. Let's see if this will work. I can't move. So this is a Restore Calm hemp oil supplement. It tastes really good. And the oil just like has a really nice texture. I've got a candle lit. I'm about to take a shower. I actually was thinking how I wanted to do I don't know why the focus is so slow on this. Come on. I wanted to do kind of like a before and after to just share like how I find ways to make myself feel better when I'm in a funk like this. And you know, first of all, time is the ultimate healer. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Aromatherapy is also a wonderful healer. This is brand new. I just got this moon spray. Oh, now that smells like a very, it's got like a very warm, nurturing scent to it. My settings on this camera got a little messed up somehow, and I'm still like trying to figure it out. Okay. Aromatherapy, some CBD, some candlelight talking to you. I think the shower is really going to help, and then maybe some meditation. I'm in one of those states where I feel like I'm just not desperate, but I'm like really yearning to figure out my emotions. And I'm like in this state of feeling slightly frantic of like, what can I do? What can I do to heal this, to let go of this? And it's like an accumulation of so many things. Like I said, yesterday felt really intense. Do some personal stuff, and I'm going through some challenges with my business, or an element of an old business, and I talked about that in the last vlog. And just readjusting to being back here, and simultaneously, like, it's the end of the year, and that's intense for me, and holidays, and there's just so much. I feel heavy and uncomfortable, really. And in addition to time being so helpful and all these other little tools that I'm using, so much of it is just being with it and trying not to run away from it. And I think that's like where I'm at tonight, and why I'm feeling a little bit all over the place, is like there's this deep sense of like, you gotta just face it. You gotta sit with it. You can't run away from these emotions. Just let them pass through you. Stop resisting them. They will pass, and just knowing and trusting that they will pass, and that being uncomfortable is temporary. It's so temporary. And that's one thing I've struggled with for so long, you know. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get back into my yoga practice, and I've been resisting that for the last few days. And that's okay. Try not to like rush myself and push myself too hard. But yoga is so much about leaning into the discomfort. And for years, I just have been in uncomfortable moments of yoga, and I have yet to figure out how to just sit with it for a long period of time. Anyways, to go back to what I was saying about resistance. So I need a refresher on some elements of it, and that's why I want to reread The War of Art, because it's so articulate, so eloquent in terms of expressing resistance and how it has its grasp on us, especially when it comes to our artwork. And I experience that a lot with my career. I'm trying also just to like really be grateful for my life day by day, and not project too much into the future and worry too much about things from the past, like this whole business ordeal I'm in right now. Just bringing up all this past angst and this future frustration, and it's like the present moment, everything's okay, everything's okay. So yesterday, I was feeling similar emotions. It's more intense today, or it's different today. It evolved, as our feelings often do based on circumstances. And I had this decision to make at one point whether or not to go out, and I was invited by my friend Jason to go out to lunch with him at this newer restaurant in Los Angeles, and I was like, ugh. I was just craving like something really easy. I didn't know what I wanted to eat. I was feeling indecisive. I was feeling sluggish and drained and sensitive and all this other stuff, and I just didn't want to go to this restaurant. But for some reason, I pushed through that resistance and decided to go anyways. And I remember like walking to my car, and I was like, I don't really feel like driving, but I decided to just get in the driver's seat and drive there. And it was actually pleasant. I don't really remember too much about the drive there. It wasn't too far away. We get there, and I immediately felt uplifted when I went inside this place. It was just such a sweet atmosphere. It's one of those restaurants that just like felt so welcoming. It was bright, and it had nature, and the doors were open, and the menu looked interesting. I wasn't that excited about it, but I just opened up more when I got there, and that felt really nice. Sat down, and Jason was so excited about it, and we ended up having a nice meal. But the best part of it, and the most meaningful part of this experience, was that we ended up talking to these older women that were sitting next to us. And I remember them sitting down. The restaurant had started to empty out by this point. It was in like this weird period between lunch and dinner. That sneeze may come back later. And at first when they sat down, I like felt very introverted, and I was like, ugh, I kind of wish that we were in like our own corner by ourselves. But these women started talking to us, and I just felt their sweet energy, and they started engaging this conversation with us, and it ended up just being so magical. And there were moments of it that I had to, or decided to, hold back my tears. I was just moved by the conversations and the energy of these women, and the openness and the grace, and everything about it was just such a delight and so rare. And I felt so nourished by it, because there were moments of being in this restaurant earlier where I was just observing people and feeling like, wondering if I wanted to be in LA, and if the LA was the right place for me because of how I feel about the people here sometimes. And then these women ended up just showing me that LA is just such a diverse, beautiful city. I live here because the possibilities are truly endless here. You never know who you're gonna meet. It feels like your life can change in a second here. I mean, that's just the magic of it, right? If you're open, if you're creative, if you're someone that just wants to forever be expanding, as I do, it's really, really wonderful. And there are plenty of places around the world that you can experience magic. You know, for me, going to Europe for the first time in 10 years, as I just did, it was really wonderful. And I have some desire to travel, but I also like kind of having my roots, and like, I guess that conversation helped me understand why I live here again, because of everything I just said. And my other point of bringing that up to you right now is that that moment reminded me that I could have made the decision to resist going out, and to deny the invitation to go out and stay home and not do anything. And instead, I pushed through that resistance and had a wonderful experience. And I feel that way often with yoga. Like, I haven't been wanting to go to yoga for days, and I've been resisting it, and I've been allowing myself to resist it. And I really hope that tomorrow I make the decision to push through the resistance, if it's there, or maybe it won't be there at all, and I'll just go. And I know that when I get there, I actually wish I could go right now. I don't think that there are any classes. I don't even know what time it is right now, to be honest. But I I would love to be in that room and just lay down on the floor and take in the scent, like the heat and just all the different smells that come along with the yoga studio. And I haven't been there in a month, and my body could use the expansion that I feel from that. So it's just processing so much. Maybe tonight I just need to be with it all and to feel it all, allow myself to feel it and try not to run away from it or numb it, you know. Like oftentimes I just want to watch TV or a movie, but like earlier tonight I turned on a movie and I just like, I don't know, like part of it feels nice and part of it just feels so empty. Yeah, it's intense. I feel so many things, so many physical sensations and emotions, and I wanted to share this with you, and so that I can work through it and share it with you to show you how I process these things. And hopefully I'm going to put down the camera now and go. If we are not a little bit uncomfortable every day, we're not growing. All the good stuff is outside our comfort zone. I just got out of the shower and I can't say that it helped that much. It was nice, but ugh, I just feel gross. I listened to an old podcast that Danielle Laporte had made earlier this year, and her voice is so soothing. That was nice, and she made some good points about suffering and all that and being in funks, and yeah, I just don't feel good, and I just pressed a weird button on my phone. What is this? So this isn't my phone, this is my, aha, okay, wait. This is my new camera. Yeah, now I just feel drained, and I think I am actually gonna try to watch that movie I was trying to watch earlier. Sitting with discomfort is not comfortable. And I really wish there was like a quick way to get out of feelings like this, you know? Luckily I don't feel this way that frequently. It's often enough that I recognize it. But and the crazy thing is it's not like the worst I've felt either, you know? You try to put it in perspective. Yeah, it's frustrating too because I'm not like physically tired. Like I feel drained but alert. And again, I have like no idea what time it is. You know what's interesting is that I'll like pick up my phone and just like feel like I'm looking for a looking for relief through my phone. Like I'll look on Instagram. I think in between the last part of this video and this part, before I got in the shower, I just sat in bed and was like scrolling through Instagram and reading like inspirational quotes and looking for things that made me laugh. And then I was like looking at people's responses to my most recent post on there. And I just like find myself, I think we all do that. I was like, well, many of us at least, looking through YouTube videos and trying to find something that like hit me in the right way and stimulated and excited me, and none of it makes me feel better. And sometimes it ends up making me feel worse, or I feel like I'm getting stuck in the emotions, and that's not good. Honestly, like when I'm feeling this way, I get why people have addictions. I get why people drink and do drugs or have sex addictions or whatever else it is, like addicted to social media and video games and like whatever else. Because it's an outlet. It's, you know, who wants to feel this way? Who wants to just sit around by themselves like me on a Monday night and hope that a shower and essential oils and candles and all this other stuff are going to make you feel better, and they don't. And deep down, you know that the only thing that's going to make you feel better is, like I said earlier, time passing or processing or meditating. Like, I feel like meditation, honestly, would be the best thing, but I don't want to do it. I should probably just force myself to do it. I did meditate this morning for about an hour. To be honest, I kind of fell asleep for part of it, but yeah, I mean, I got, you know, it makes sense why people watch so much television and get sucked into YouTube and all that. So many of us just trying to escape, and like I said, I don't feel this way that frequently, but I feel like if I'm really aware of when I'm using any of those things, except for alcohol and drugs, like those have never been big things for me. I'll do them like for social fun, right? But I don't like seek out alcohol or drugs. Like I don't keep them around just in case I want one of those things. I don't like look forward to going to bars. I'm fortunate that those things have never been a big thing for me. Like drinking to me is just pure like pleasure every once in a while. Like I like the taste of alcohol, or you know, maybe the little buzz that I'll get or something, or it's just a way to connect with people somehow. I don't know. But I don't go towards any of those stuff. But I could understand why people do, because right now I'm like, I kind of just want to go to bed. I'm not, like I said, but I'm not tired, so I guess I could just lay down and try to fall asleep, do meditation. I probably get myself to fall asleep, and I bet you it's a little later than I realize right now, so I could take some melatonin. Like there's some ways I can manipulate myself to fall asleep despite not feeling that sleepy. And how different is that from people that like drink late at night or, you know, do drugs? I bet you so many people feel this way either more often than they even realize, or more often than they admit publicly, or they feel worse. And like I was beginning to say earlier, I recognize this when I'm just scrolling around on social media, and I'm starting to feel like I don't want to spend as much time on social media, or maybe take a break. I've seen people posting about how beneficial that's been for them, and I'm starting to feel like that would be helpful for me too. And it's a little like scary to think about, because you kind of worry about missing out or something. Or I think more honestly, it's because those things feel so pleasurable. But what would happen if I stopped watching YouTube and scrolling through Instagram and all this other stuff? And I really just want to become more conscious of it. I think maybe that's the benefit of feeling the way that I feel right now, is just being super clear about what makes me feel better and what doesn't. And this is also pushing me towards the desire to meditate more, is that I'm just thinking that's the only thing that would really ultimately make me feel better. And yet, right now, I'm gonna go watch a movie. I feel like watching a movie is not as bad as watching television, YouTube, or scrolling through Instagram. Because I'm gonna watch like a fun, like well-made, well-produced movie. So, who am I kidding? It's morning time. Well, actually, technically afternoon. I just looked at my time, at the time on my phone, and it's 12. I've been up since like 9-ish, and last night I actually put these blue blocker glasses on and did watch maybe like an hour of a movie, and I got so tired I didn't want to finish the movie. A large part of that is these glasses. They block out the blue light and they help create melatonin in your brain, so and they relax your eyes. There's so many benefits to them, and I think that they really help like reduce stress and all of that too. So not only did I wear them last night to help me relax and fall asleep, which worked quite well with no need for any melatonin supplements or the other stuff I was talking about, but then I've been wearing them all morning. I actually have spent the past like couple hours since I woke up with my blinds closed, and I meditated for a little while, which I'm kind of struggling with. I'm actually finding meditation hard the last few days. Like I feel like my mind's been wandering so much, and I just like am not enjoying it as much as I have in the past, so I gotta just keep sticking with it. And I woke up feeling pretty good. I had the glasses on so I could do a little work on my phone and work on my computer, and I don't want to strain my eyes too much in the morning. Like I feel like wearing these helps like adjust me to electronics. And I just opened up my blinds. I just had some coffee, and I don't know, I'm still in my funk, to be honest. I feel better. It's not as like intense as it felt last night, but it's still there. So luckily today I have very little on my schedule. I think I need to make a phone call to deal with this business ordeal, and that's giving me anxiety. And then I need to like re-record some stuff for my Instagram and post that, and then I'm just gonna dabble in everything else. I also need to charge my car so it can be prepared for tomorrow. Just talking about that actually makes me really excited. So sometimes thinking about the things coming up. So tomorrow I have this big day. I'm going to San Diego, and with a couple of people that I adore. So that should be really nice. And yeah, Thursday I have some fun plans in the morning and evening, and I've just like a little while ago set up my yoga schedule for the rest of the week, and then my parents are coming into town next week. So yeah, I'm struggling through some financial tension because of this. I don't know if I explained it. I think I kind of touched upon it in another video, but I'm in this sticky situation, and I got whacked with some fees I wasn't expecting, and it really gave me a lot of tension. I'm just trying to process it, trying to push through it. I have to make this phone call related to that, and there's a slight chance that might work in my benefit somehow in terms of reducing that fee. I don't know if I have a chance with that. But it also just represents like a bigger issue I need to deal with, and I just don't want to deal with it. But as I was talking about last night, I think sometimes you just have to do things. Even if you don't want to do them, you just have to do them, and usually they're not so bad. So just trying to like push myself and nurture myself, give myself a lot of love and patience, and it's all a part of the journey. I think I'm actually going to post this video right now, and I'm trying to get myself back into the editing habit. So making these videos using this camera has been really nice, and there's so much I feel like I'm trying to get into the flow of. And it's just like never ending. I always feel like I'm trying to get into the flow, and every once in a while I'm in it, but most of the time I'm trying to get back into it. All right, I'm actually gonna go post this right now. I like that idea. So until next time.